Everyone has their own truth.
I was the best figure skater in the world at one point in time.
You call that a clean skate? Stop talking to her. That girl is your enemy.
Who's that?
Jeff was my first date ever. And my mom came.
You need to see a wholesome American family.
I don't have a wholesome American family.
Nothing's ever your fault. I was embarrassed for you.
My entire life, I've been told I wouldn't amount to anything.
Hey everybody, welcome to After the Movie.
Howdy.
We're your hosts. I'm Skyler.
I'm Brandon.
And we're trying up a kind of a new format today.
Yeah.
We're actually on screen, so that's interesting. So today's episode is brought to you by the Mystery Science Theater episode Soul Taker. It's not really, but it has some really funny gags about the whole Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing, because the lead actress in the film looks like Tonya Harding, like a lot actually, and it's
more than Margot Robbie.
Yeah, more than Margot Robbie. Yeah, if they had made I, Tonya,
then
they
could have called up for the bro.
Yeah, but anyway, so today's episode is I, Tonya. That's the main thing we're talking about today.
Yes.
So, I really don't know how to start the discussion about the movie. The movie is very good, and it stars Margot Robbie. She also produced it, actually. And Sebastian Stan is in it as well, and Allison Janney, who won the Golden Globe, right?
Yes,
for
Allison
supporting
Janney
actress.
did get the Golden Globe.
Yeah. I feel like such a we need to have I have my notebook here. You're all watching. I have my notebook here. I didn't write down the director or anything, so now I'm like desperately searching the internet. Not really. I'm pulling up IMDb.
We pull stuff up on our phone and talk as we go.
Yeah.
I can't believe kids are actually eating Tide Pods in other news. I mean, come on. Like, how stupid are you? Would you drink a bottle of bleach? Fuck no. But I would eat it.
I can't believe that's a thing. Have you watched the videos?
Yeah.
Because it's like part of it is like a
videos.
goopy liquid, and the other half is like powder.
It's powder. It's
So,
detergent. It's laundry
it's
detergent.
Disgusting. It's disgusting. It's just like I don't even know what. Like, how did that become a challenge? I don't want to bother looking it up, but I probably will later.
Dude, like the kids should just smoke crack if they're that stupid. Like, fuck it.
What else did this guy write? Okay.
The writer of I, Tonya?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Okay,
Should we just cut around all this?
Maybe we'll cover.
Did you see the trailer for Electric Dreams?
I did not.
Look at this shit.
Hang on, dude. We're talking about I, Tonya. Okay, well, anyway, before we get into what else these people did, the movie's directed by Craig Giuseppe and written by Steven Rogers.
He wrote
Steven
P.S. I Love
Rogers,
You.
and who fought in World War II and took the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
That's why the name meant something to me when I read it. So Steven Rogers, you got the writer, I'll get the director.
The writer. Alright, so should we do that now?
Yeah. Oh, hey, the director did Lars and the Real Girl.
No wonder the cinematography was so good.
And he did the new Fright Night, which I don't know how I feel about that movie.
I don't hate it.
I mean, I like the original.
Love the original
Yeah,
one.
the original's just like
awesome.
And $1 Million Arm, that movie with Armie Hammer. That's like the Disney movie about like the Indian dudes that they recruit to become baseball
$1
players.
Million Armie Hammer.
Was it Armie? I think it was Armie Hammer. I'm pretty sure it was Armie Hammer.
I don't know about this movie.
Nah, I don't want to look into it. Anyway, I, Tonya. A stellar group of people come together to make this movie. So what's it about, Brandon? What's the movie about?
It's about the incident. No, it's more than just the incident.
And that's what makes it great.
That's what makes I, Tonya amazing.
Yeah.
It's the whole. It pretty much covers all of Tonya Harding's life. Right from from being 4 years old, getting introduced into ice skating, figure skating, and we learn right off the bat that her mom is not the very loving mother that everybody would expect her to have.
Yeah.
She was really mean.
And the movie is based on 2 interviews.
Right.
With
real life interviews.
Yeah, real interviews with Tonya Harding and Jeff Gillooly, her ex-husband, and but the interviews are not featured in the film, but they're recreated for the film.
Yeah.
With Margot Robbie and Sebastian Stan, who has a great little goatee.
Yeah.
In his interview.
Right.
That
They even made him look bald a little bit.
Yeah, he looks. God, they did a really good job. The makeup is great in this movie. The aging makeup.
Yeah.
Because it spans quite a long time.
It's like over the course of 20 years.
Yeah, essentially, and they look great. I would argue that this is probably this probably is Margot Robbie's best performance of her career so far. Yeah. Particularly, I think, in the interview specifically, but also in the climax of the film. Yeah. That I don't want to spoil, but there's a particular sort of speech she gives. It's not even really a speech, because it's just kind of disjointed pleading. Mm-hmm. But those are the highlights for me in terms of her performance. But also, I think this is Sebastian Stan does like an amazing job. I think
just the way he talked, it really hit it.
Yeah, that's always tough when you're cast as like a real life person. Yeah. And it's kind of like, do you do a voice of that person? If you don't sound like them, do you try to like emulate how they sound? Yeah. Because if you do it and it's not quite right, it comes off as weird. Especially if people know you for other movies where they hear you talk a lot. But lucky for him, I think what plays into that is that like his most known role is the Winter Soldier. And the Winter Soldier has about 5 lines in every movie he's in. Yeah. So even when he's Bucky, he has like 2 lines.
Yeah. I was happy to see Sebastian Stan finally shine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, totally.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
And it just goes over everything from there on up, from the point that she meets I can't even talk right now. From the point that she meets Jeff Galooly, mm-hmm. and then just gets sucked into the old Olympic competition. Mm-hmm. Up until she's 23 is when
that's really that's sort of the end of the movie. Yeah. Her mid-20s, which is kind of, I mean, that's really like, when you really think about it, that's really sad, but also makes sense. I mean, because it is kind of like ballet just on ice, and ballerinas, as they get older, they're not as you kind of, you don't want older ballerinas, and not because they're old and ugly or whatever, but because their body can't do some of the things that it used to be able to do. Right. So you have kind of a short window of time to have a good career in something like ballet or ice skating, and that's what makes the ending of the movie. And I guess we're not really spoiling anything because it actually happened. It's a real story. But yeah, it is a really like it's a pretty crushing story. Yeah, it's and that's the thing the movie does. It makes you feel bad for Tonya. Particularly in regards to just her career, and the incident in particular with Nancy Kerrigan, and I don't know where to go with this, but I don't want to like meander too much, but it's just like because people were mad about that at the Golden Globes because Allison Janney won for Best Supporting Actress, which I think rightfully so. She does a great job.
I don't think anybody else was better than her in 2017 as far as supporting actresses go.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, she was really solid. But people were like mad on Twitter because people were applauding Tonya Harding, and they were like, "Well, where's Nancy? What? Like, she was the Nancy was the victim. Why are we applauding her abuser?" But at the same time, I think, at least in context of the film, the story we get is that Tonya had absolutely nothing virtually to do with the attack on Nancy, and she and Nancy went on to finish her career really strong. After the attack, she got a silver medal at the Olympics. Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive, and she went on to do a ton of other things, and we applauded her for that. Yeah. I'm not saying we should applaud people who attack other people. Yeah.
It's not what it's about.
Yeah,
that's not what happens. Yeah. The outline's very clear that these people are unstable.
Yeah, they're not good people.
Yeah, they clearly have.
At least at that moment in time, problems. Maybe they're good people now. Right. Who knows? You know. There is a great documentary, and I think it is the interview with Tonya Harding that the movie's based on. There's a great documentary where they interview Tonya Harding, now, You know, it's from like it's from maybe 5-6 years ago or maybe longer. I don't know. You know, but it was on Netflix for a little while. But that was really eye opening because she is a very abrasive personality.
Right.
You know, she'll just kind of say whatever she thinks. You know, just like as portrayed in the film. And when you watch the movie and you learn about where she comes from in her past and everything, you can see why she is like that. You know, and it does make you feel sorry for her in the same way people felt, you know. I mean, she has that line in the movie where she says, you know, I was hit my whole life and nobody cried for me, but Nancy gets hit one time and the whole world, the whole world loses its mind. And it's like, you know, like, and that's not maybe the nicest way to put it, but I get her, you know, like it's a really great screenplay, and especially the way they incorporate like the dialogue going from like the interview and then like it moves into a recreation of what they're talking about.
The fourth wall a bit.
And they break the fourth wall a little bit. You know, you see that kind of in the trailer too. It's just great. I mean, like, you know, and there are some really standout moments just from the editing and directing. In particular, I really like the sequence where we see the attack on Nancy Kerrigan.
That was really cool.
That like really gets me.
Yeah.
And you pointed out to me, I really like. There's a scene where Jeff.
When he's playing Supertramp.
Yeah.
Goodbye Stranger.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's that the Goodbye Stranger sequence. That was really good.
Because I just like how it moved every time, and he was always in a different room.
Yeah,
and
that was
finally
great.
The door was just completely
and
off.
it's just like, and it's coming down the street, like,
wow,
that's great.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
This is probably the best movie of this guy's career, this director's career.
Yeah.
Because I liked some of his other stuff, but it's all very kind of.
I love Lars and the Real Girl.
This. Yeah, Lars and the Real Girl's great.
It's got that same like bittersweet feeling though that Lars and the Real Girl ended with. Like, I cried for I, Tonya the same way I cried for Lars and the Real Girl. I think it's got that same like. It's hard to accept it. But it is what it is, and I think that's what makes it sad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's an emotional movie, you know? And one of the things I thought was interesting was, and again, this is something we were talking about immediately after the movie, but like, it seemed like this year, and I don't know, write in the comments below how you feel about this, but people were mad about movies that featured bad people, like these characters who aren't good people. And I get that, you know, but I also like, you can't make every movie about a good guy, and you know we have to stop. You know, not every movie can be Star Wars.
Right.
You know, it can't be the good guys and the bad guys every time. And I would even argue now, after Last Jedi, it's kind of like, you know, there's still gray area.
Because good and bad isn't just black and white.
Yeah, it's not. You know, and that's this movie brought really interesting things. You know, because. I think as time went on, you know, I wasn't around to watch the Tonya Harding thing happen live, you know, the whole Nancy Kerrigan thing happen in real time. So I only ever heard it in passing and as a punchline, you know, like 15 years later, like I said, go watch Soul Taker, the Mystery Science Theater episode. But also the Soul Taker film is actually, it's pretty solid. Like, it's an entertaining little movie. Yeah, you know, But like so from my perspective, you know, whenever I heard the story, it was, oh well, Tonya wanted to go to the Olympics, so she got her husband Jeff Gillooly to go beat Tonya in the leg with a pipe, and you know this movie does not, you know, the movie tells the story as they say it happened, and that's not how it happened. You know, Tonya had nothing to do with it, and you know there are other things at play in terms of the attack itself. And, it makes you think, and it makes you sympathize with Tonya. And there's even a point where, like, because it's not even, like, Jeff's idea, you know, there's a certain point where, although the first half of the movie, Jeff, you know, is abusive towards Tonya and everything, but the second half of the movie, he gets screwed so bad really by their bodyguard that I'm, like, it's hard for me not to be frustrated with him because... It's not even like he had some evil master plan that got screwed up. He just wanted to do a simple thing that, granted, was still bad. but then like Sean the bodyguard took it to this whole other level.
My God.
Where you can't you have to kind of sympathize with Jeff, where you're like, how could this guy be so dense to do what he did, and that guy's a nut job.
Yeah.
That guy's a straight up nut job,
insane.
and that guy looks exactly like the real guy. Yeah. That was mind blowing.
Yeah.
And the end credits with that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was really good. But yeah, I think it's about time we had a lot of movies. I think it's a good time, especially when we have so many superhero movies where it is very black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't think every superhero movie has been black and white that has come out.
Right.
Since Iron Man, but because you look at something like Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're not good guys.
Right.
Peter Quill isn't a hero. He's he's like kind of a tangential Ravager.
Right.
And then everybody else
kind of
is
a scoundrel.
And then everybody else, Gamora's a killer, and so is Drax.
Thieves, killers, scoundrels.
They're not good guys, but
Yeah.
they save the day.
Yeah.
And they recognize there are other people that are worse than us that we need to stop. So I think people, I don't know why people have such a hard time with bad people being lead characters or sympathize with bad people. And I think it's because people don't want to see themselves in other people. Yeah.
Right.
Like we were saying, it's tough, because it's like, well, I don't want to. It's like you don't want to see part of yourself in, someone like Jeff Gillooly who is an abuser.
Yeah.
And who may have beaten Todd, or who've beaten Nancy Kerrigan, in the leg, but there are moments where, because he's a human being, and so is Tonya Harding. So when she does something crazy, when she yells at the judges, it's kind of that's almost cathartic.
Yeah.
You will want to yell at the judges too,
Right.
Which another scene I really liked is when she confronts one of the judges in his car, because it made me mad. It legitimately made me mad. His response when he's like, "It's not just about skating."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's when it really hurts.
Yeah.
Because you just she's been busting. You've seen her busting her ass for what she really wants. You know what she really wants and what she's really in for. But all these people obstruct her way.
Mm-hmm.
And people that she even thinks she loves, obstruct her and bring her down are pretty much the reason why she fails and doesn't do better. And you can come back, you can't put all the blame on other people. Yeah, but she had the dedication of skating.
Yeah, she did.
And if it weren't for Jeff, you could totally say that she would have made it.
Yeah, and her mom too.
And her mom as well.
Because even her coach, even her first coach,
guided her as a surrogate mother.
Yeah, and comes back later after
after what she did.
Yeah, it's like she's like, hey, you know what?
I still
see the potential in it.
To me, it was Jeff and Sean who just fucked it up completely.
Yeah, no, it's totally
And then it's another important message on just real world toxic relationships and shit like that.
Yeah, super
they
duper.
touched based really well on that. The use of colors was really awesome too.
Oh you were talking.
I loved how she started with blue and everybody else was pretty much in the same outfit, same color. Sean and Jeff, and they remained in blue throughout the film, except for Tonya, as she expelled her way more from the toxicity, even away from her mother. Her colors turning from blue to light blue to turquoise to green to red.
Yeah, she's got nice bright red at the end of the movie.
She had a pink outfit, and then she finally got her red outfit at the end with the red lipstick and everything.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, I don't know if it had anything to do, or if it was realistic, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too.
She came from blue to red.
Yeah. And a good way to help,
Wasn't the red pill the truth too in the Matrix?
I think so.
Red is a good color.
Red is a good color. I like the color red. Yeah. I'm wearing red shoes right now.
I'm not wearing any shoes right now.
Yeah, that's right. Brandon's not even wearing any pants right now. But yeah, I think I think the movie is just a really solid kind of character study on not just Tonya Harding, but the people in her life. Yeah.
Because they all play special idiots.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it takes a special kind of acting to play off that idiot so well, because that's good acting.
Yeah, and they are
Just,
my favorite. I think the part that made me laugh the hardest, because I would say it is a bit of a black comedy.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, totally.
If not just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite bit was Jeff going to Sean, and Sean being like, "Hey, we worked really hard. You know, this was hard work we put in," and then Jeff being like, "It was just mailing letters."
You're supposed to just mail letters.
Like he gets so mad, and that was the moment where I like completely sympathize with Jeff.
With Jeff,
Because it's like, yeah, I mean, you've had to deal with sometimes with people like that. You know what I mean? Where you're like, all we had to do was this. Like, why did you make it so complicated?
I'm so glad that they didn't let us sympathize with Jeff, though. Like,
yeah, no, I'm glad they didn't let it get to the point where it's like, I mean, because it's not his story, first of all.
Right.
But I'm glad that like at the end, you know.
Yeah, because like he
was
got what
still
he fucking
he
deserved.
got what he deserved. You know. So
and I'm
like,
glad that Tonya finally said, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
Because the way she should have, long ass time ago, right from the get go, and. And like I hope people watch that and like and you know learn from that too, and it's just like I'm glad that they kept showing him as an abusive piece of shit, so we could never fully like lock in.
Yeah, you can never.
I feel sorry.
Yeah,
for him.
you can never get there.
Yeah, because I
like,
never wanted to feel sorry.
Yeah, I only I only got it in the second half of the movie when it stopped being about abuse.
Right.
Because once it becomes about the Nancy Kerrigan thing.
Yeah.
Then like you're kind of just you're almost willing it not to happen. You know, you're like, I don't want this to happen specifically for Tonya, because you know that once it happens, it's all going to come crashing down around Tonya.
See, and then there's the same reason why I don't want to completely feel sorry for Tonya either, because she was also abusive. They were abusive towards each other.
Yeah, they were.
And that's what made it so toxic, and that's what made her fail.
Yeah.
You know? So it's good that they kept that, you know, throughout the entire thing.
Yeah,
because,
like again, it's about people who aren't very good.
Yeah.
And you can't fully sympathize with them, but you get these moments where you can kind of see yourself in these people.
Exactly.
You know.
To learn from that.
Yeah, you learn from it. That's the point of the story.
Her biggest weakness was she just never accepted her mistakes, her faults. She never.
Yeah.
She never could accept that it was her fuck up. She always wanted to put the blame on something or somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally. And you know, it just makes for such great storytelling when you can do that kind of thing, and I think that it ends really strong.
It's like reverse development in a way, because like because instead of solving the problem, they just kind of brush it under the rug, and the fire keeps burning and burning.
It just builds,
and until the end, that this problem has become such an out of control, issue, that at the end they can't develop anymore except beyond madness.
Yeah,
and just completely. Just crash and burn.
Yeah, no, they all essentially go crazy to a degree,
and lose everything.
Yeah, like again, at least in this moment in time, from what we're given in the film. I mean, who knows how Jeff and Tonya are
in real life
right now in this moment?
As far as we,
assumedly they're fine, because their lives are not in the public eye anymore.
Yeah.
But who knows? They could still be kind of. Freaking out, but I guess that's not necessarily what we're talking about. We're talking about the characters in the film,
right?
Whether or not that's how they really are. Now, granted, I know the film has the stamp of approval from Tonya Harding herself. I don't know about Jeff Gillooly, but I think I heard in an interview that Sebastian Stan spoke to Jeff Gillooly on the phone.
That's interesting.
To when he was getting ready for the role. But, I mean, because that's the thing, they had to secure the rights to these people's lives.
Of course.
To make the movie, so, I mean, they had to at least talk to him a little bit. But, yeah, I think, overall, the movie's really solid, and I think it's a great character piece, a great biopic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely one of the easier biopics to make, I think, because...
It's pretty straightforward.
Again, in terms of a figure skater...
Yeah. Your
career isn't going to be so long, and once her career ended, there's not much story left to tell. Oh no.
Let's do that.
Yeah. But once her career ended, that's the end of the story. Whereas like other people who they make biopics about, either they have to condense you know 40, 50 years of their life into a 2-hour movie, or they have to pick a specific moment in time. You know, there's a new JFK movie that they're making where it's just about him in the army in like World War II.
That's a whole different.
And it's just about that before he was president, which is it's super cool. But then it's hard because you can't get too big of a picture of that person. You can only understand them in that moment, kind of.
Yeah. And people need to understand that when it comes to like expectations.
Yeah, they do. They do. But yeah, I think I, Tonya does a really good job of telling the story, and
it's to me one of the best movies of 2017 for sure.
So yeah.
Dude.
What do you rank it? What's our rating system?
Our rating system. Let's see.
Is it a 1 out of 10? Is it a?
I give Tonya
a thumbs up, thumbs down. Are we gonna do Siskel and Ebert?
I don't really like numbers.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I hate the way Netflix made it into thumbs up, thumbs down. Because that's too binary. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, I preferred the stars.
Yeah.
Because then at least I could tell it. I thought that was okay.
Right.
You know, I didn't think it was the worst thing.
I'll give Tonya like 4.5, man. Like straight up out of 5 stars.
I agree. I thought it could have been stronger, but I mean, it's so solid.
Like, because the second time I watched it, I just loved the cinematography blew me away, and then the acting was really good too, and to me, I put it above the Disaster Artist just a little bit, and I agree.
I agree. And I really like the Disaster Artist too. Yeah.
One of my favorites of the year too.
Yeah.
But 2017 had some good movies, man.
Yeah, it did. It really did. We need to make a ton. We just need
to do a video. With
I don't care what everybody says, but we're just going to talk about. We're going to make videos on any movie. It doesn't matter if it just came out or not. So whatever.
Think what we think on these movies.
Yeah, because whatever your opinion is, it's wrong.
Possibly.
Just like our friend whose favorite Star Wars movie is The Phantom Menace. Whose favorite Star Wars movie is The Phantom Menace? At least it's not Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, no shit. I was about to say.
No, but seriously, I would say I would give Tonya 4.5 out of 5. We should just change our rating system
as we go
every episode.
Yeah. So
every episode we rate the movie based on some arbitrary scale.
Yeah.
You know, like 18 pop figures out of 25.
like stack them up, like cover our faces. But Tonya was a great movie.
But yeah,
highly recommended.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So if it's playing near you, go check it out. I think it's wide release now.
Yeah.
So
they'll probably have like screen right before the Oscars too.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be.
They'll definitely have screenings.
I definitely want to see Sebastian Stan nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
He's so good.
Yes, he was so good.
So good.
But I want Sam Rockwell to get it for 3 Billboards.
Yeah,
because
and that's controversial. Now that you've said that, all the comments are gonna be F you like neo-Nazis or whatever,
yeah, it's like,
or something like that.
Nope, watch the movie.
But again, you know, it's just what we were talking about. Movies about bad people don't mean that the movie condones their actions.
Absolutely.
You know?
And especially at the end of the movie. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards is amazing, people. It's my... I think it's not my favorite movie of the year, but I think in my opinion it's
I think people are responding to that the same way people responded to La La Land, where it's like, the movie's good. The movie's good, but because it's about white people, people are like, oh, F that movie, we've seen that before, whatever. I think it's a similar thing, not the same thing, but it's similar.
That, though. Because Martin McDonagh's an Irishman, and like...
Yeah, that's true.
That was just something that was, along with Tonya, that in 2017... movies, I think a lot of movies tackled like rural America really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think fucking Get Out did that.
Oh my God! Yeah, so good.
Tonya did that. Baby Driver to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, I mean it talks about kind of lower.
Yeah.
people on the lower end of.
Yeah, we were in New York and Los Angeles.
Yeah. And we were in Atlanta.
Logan Lucky. Well, Logan Lucky was my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know what I consider my favorite movie.
I don't know yet either.
I don't
Though.
know.
We need to do a
really
video
don't know.
like of our favorite movies, and then, in our opinion, the best movies of the year.
Yeah.
Because I think, in my opinion, Dunkirk, one of the best movies of the year. One of my favorites, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, I don't think I can watch Dunkirk.
I don't think I could ever say that a Chris Nolan movie is one of my favorite movies, and I just said that.
I don't think I can watch
care.
Dunkirk for a little while.
Me too.
It's gonna be a while before I can watch it.
And it's because we watched it in 35mm.
Yeah, we watched it in 35mm, so you know.
Spoiled.
But we caught the last showing of it in 35mm too, before the 35mm left. But yeah, I thought it was a little too clinical. I liked it. It was really good.
It was great.
It was great.
But I like Guardians 2 better. But that's me.
I agree. But
that's why we have opinions.
That's why we have opinions. We're not right, but neither are you.
Yeah, we're not saying that our movies are better. I don't know, Star Wars is pretty good.
Star Wars was good, but that's a conversation for another day.
We need to talk about Star Wars when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Oh, yes we do. We should review Blu-rays.
Yes.
Anyway, so
much
I think that's about it. This is the moment where I would have liked to do a portion where we answer questions or we ask you guys questions. And I guess, well, I'll just make up a question right now.
Hold that question because I got to pee.
All right. We'll cut here, and then Brandon will come back to pee. So,
Yeah.
But it'll just be spontaneous. I'm going to clap. And then Brandon's going to return.
I'm back.
Whoa, cool. Okay, so there is one bit of news that we can talk about that I think you're going to find interesting because...
I already know what you're going to tell me because I read it this fucking morning. God damn it, I was going to message you to tell you about this.
So, for 35 years, Saudi Arabia has not been able to screen movies. I don't know if it's movies, period, or just Western movies, like American movies.
Oh,
but I think it's movies, period.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's periods.
Yeah.
They haven't said that at all.
And their new prince, I think, is what it is. He lifted the ban that's been for 35 years.
The son of a bitch wanted to watch this so fucking bad.
I don't think it was for this movie, but I bet maybe a little bit it was. He was just curious, and he was like, the only way I can watch this is if I lift the ban. So, the headline, after lifting a 35-year cinema ban, Saudi Arabia screens the Emoji Movie. And now, granted, it's not the only movie they're going to play. And actually, it was a double feature. It was Captain Underpants, the first ever movie, and the Emoji Movie. I didn't even see Captain Underpants. I heard it was actually pretty good. It was actually like the best you would expect a Captain Underpants movie to be.
Would it be?
And I'm like,
that's good then.
And that's good, yeah, because Captain Underpants is goofy.
To pair that with Emoji Movie.
To pair that with Emoji Movie. That's like put them on the same level. I can't do it.
Haven't those poor Saudis suffered enough? This is gonna radicalize terrorists.
Okay, well...
I could say something else, but I'm not.
Let's leave it at that. So I think that's it for our news. And again, this is the portion of the show where I would like to have questions from the audience, but we don't have an audience yet, so we can't...
Whoever's watching this, leave us questions.
Yeah, leave us some questions about anything about this particular thing. I wanted to pose a bit of a question to you guys. What do you guys think about movies about characters who aren't very good, and they're the main character, It's not like...
Good, like morally.
Yeah, like morally, yeah. Not like poorly written, just like morally, questionable. Because we had a pretty good conversation about that immediately after the movie, and right now, in case you weren't listening. But anyway, I think that's...
fast forwarded to the end.
Yeah, I know, for some reason.
Screw it.
And that leads us to our final portion of the show, which is called Movie Club.
Yes!
Movie Club! Movie Club! Woo. Welcome to Movie Club. We'll put some kind of graphic will come in and some animated thing. Mm-hmm. So the point of Movie Club is for us to recommend you guys movies based on a topic of the week. And then you guys will recommend us movies.
And then we should talk about it on Reddit.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea, yeah.
We'll start our own subreddit.
Yeah. And then we'll start a Truman Picture subreddit. I was just thinking about that today.
People could talk to us during the week on there.
Yeah, and you can tweet at us.
You can tweet us.
Yes,
we don't have a Reddit. We'll start a Reddit after we start our Twitter. Yeah. Because I feel like people will go to Twitter first.
Yeah, we don't have a Truman Pictures Twitter yet, but we totally will.
We should do that.
We also personally are on
so
Twitter.
We should do that tonight.
Yeah. We also personally are on Twitter, so you can tweet at us. And we'll put our Twitters right here on the screen.
I always reply, and you'll get exclusive pictures.
Yes.
Nothing naked, just my face.
Yeah. But anyway, so for today's movie club, the theme is sports movies, I guess. So, Brandon, what movie you got today for Movie Club?
As like a serious, good sports movie, I would say I feel like this is kind of forgotten. Is Fighter. I really like Fighter.
Oh
with,
yeah.
Christian Bale. And
I didn't see it, but I remember when it came out. I remember when it came out. We were in high school.
I loved it.
And Brandon I
went nuts for it.
He couldn't stop talking about it for like a week. Yeah.
Christian Bale, freaking amazing. As far as goofy movies though, Basketball and Hot Rod.
All right, so you heard it here first, folks. Go for those movies. Why would you recommend Basketball and Hot Rod?
Basketball it excels what sports should be, and it combines two great American sports and makes it into one fake sport that should be real.
It should be real.
And it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, I mean you
can't go wrong with
better.
it.
Yeah.
And Hot Rod because Andy Samberg is unbelievably lovable, and I don't think anybody dislikes him. Who can dislike Andy Samberg?
Is that one directed by Akiva or Yorma? It's directed by Akiva.
It is directed by Akiva.
Yeah.
And it is written by all three of them. The whole Lonely Island gang, and all three of them show up in it. Akiva is the dude who hands acid.
Yeah, he is, and then he puts on the top hat.
Yeah, it slides away.
That movie's hilarious.
Yeah.
I will completely agree.
Top 5 movies of all time. Perfect.
It is great. I love that movie. The riot sequence in particular is.
What just happened?
It was so nice.
I love that singing before.
Let me see. Sports movies are a little tough for me. You know what? I'll say. So this is kind of this is a gimme answer, but Field of Dreams, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've never seen Field of Dreams, go watch it. Especially if you are a father or have a father, or are the son of a father in some way. Because it's really good and it's really emotional.
Amazing movie.
I remember, when I was a kid, I cried watching Field of Dreams, not because of the father-son aspect, but because of a certain character, and they make a very particular choice that they can't undo,
right.
And that really affected me when I was a kid, because I'm like, no, but if you do that, you'll never be able to do, and it made me cry. But then when I got older and I watched it again, the father-son aspect of it, like, that hit me so hard. I was like, oh my god. But and then what was the other one? Oh man. So Disney does a lot of their live action stuff is like sports, real story, true story sports movies. Just like Craig Giuseppe's movie that he did for Disney, the
right.
$1 Million Arm.
Right.
And another one like that is McFarland USA, which is about the city of McFarland in California and a track team.
Really good.
Yeah, it was really good. Like it kind of blew me away how good it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was a female director. And apologies, I don't want to have to look it up on IMDb and bore you guys. But go look up McFarland USA. It's really good, and
it's awesome.
It's really powerful. I remember I saw it with my sister and my mom, and we were like, "This is really good. Our dad would really like this." So then we took him to see it. And we saw it like when it opened, so there was like not a lot of people there. But because we live on the border, when we took my dad to see it, which was like a week later, it was a packed house, and people were like, really loud. They were like cheering stuff. Like It was awesome. So it was really good to just see kind of a good representation in film, and also it was like a good story, and just really well done. It's not the most complicated or most esoteric movie, anything, but it's really solid. So I would recommend everybody check that out. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. What comes out next week? I mean, we might do a movie that's already in theaters.
Is Black Panther already next week? No.
Nah, it's next month, dude. But we do have our Black Panther tickets. We recommend for
let's see what next week is.
For upcoming movie club, we both recommend buying tickets for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because we are Marvel shills. Yep. We are Marvel fanboys.
We are Disney shills.
We're Disney shills. Disney is paying us, even though our show has only had 2 episodes so far.
Why do you think we keep producing stuff?
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Well, the Phantom Thread comes out this weekend.
Oh, Phantom Thread comes out this weekend?
Yeah. And I guess I'll watch it.
Maybe we'll do Phantom Thread. I'm concerned about Phantom Thread.
I'm going to watch Phantom Thread the way I watched Dunkirk. With an open mind.
Yeah.
And expecting it to be good, but I'm not going to like it.
That should be the message of our little podcast show here.
Movies are good. You don't have to like them all.
Yeah, you don't have to like them all. And even the bad movies aren't necessarily bad. If they made you feel something, You know, it technically did its job.
What if Emoji Movie made me angry?
Does that make it good? Now, granted, there are exceptions to every rule, so I guess I can't, Emoji Movie notwithstanding.
There are bad movies. Bad movies do exist.
Yeah, they do exist. But, I think a big thing for me, and this is a topic for another day, but a big thing for me is, what was the intent of the people who made the movie, and, how hard did they work on it?
Yeah.
And what was their understanding of the material? Because sometimes the people who, or the directors didn't write it, and so there's like a fundamental misunderstanding. But also sometimes the studio has a fundamental misunderstanding of what a screenwriter envisions and what a director envisions, and it can kind of screw things up. Yeah, but sometimes directors know how to play the game, and they'll sit there and go, "Yeah, I'm proud of the movie."
Not like Josh Trank.
Whether they are.
And that's why they get sequels.
That guy's a writer now.
Yeah,
He's just a writer now.
Josh Trank ain't gonna get shit.
Yeah,
he's done.
He's got to work his way back up again.
He's never gonna get another movie again. He's gonna have to no, he's boned. I don't ever want to watch another movie with him again.
Yeah, well, I don't think Marvel's about to hire him to do the new Fantastic Four, whatever they do. In any case, guys, thanks for watching. I guess that's it for the show today.
Yeah. Tune in next week.
Yeah, tune in next week. We don't know what we're going to be watching, but tune in next week.
I'm thinking we're going to go for Phantom Thread. If everybody's like, hey, watch Phantom Thread, we'll go watch it together.
Or, whatever everybody says, I guess. We'll do that too.
Because we can watch whatever people want us to watch.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll be releasing these. I would like to release them on a sooner basis. It was just hard for us to get everything good to go to get it going. My girlfriend's calling me. So we'll wrap this up.
Bye!
We'll see you guys later, and
subscribe and like the video.
yeah, like, comment, and subscribe
Follow
if
us on
you liked when
Instagram.
Brandon appeared onto the screen. But yeah, follow us. Go like our Facebook page, Truman Pictures. Go follow us on Twitter. We'll make a new Twitter for that tonight. And follow us on Twitter. I'm
gonna tweet so much on that.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll
Adios.
see you next time.
Oh, that hurt.